There's going to be a couple of, I believe, news snippets about some of the illegal activity that's still going on. You know, and some of the stuff is absolutely ridiculous, but it doesn't matter because you call them the white majority because actually, if you add up all of the minorities, people of color, we're basically close to even, and shortly will definitely outnumber the current white majority. So anyway, here's a clip of some snippets.
A black couple is suing the city of Aiken, South Carolina, and the police department for what they call an illegal cavity search. The dash cam video from the stop on October 2nd, 2014 was recently released as part of an investigative report by the Washington Post.
I got a dog. You come here, we'll walk the dog around the car. Make sure ain't nothing wrong with you about it. Got the hemorrhoid, all right? You don't feel like no hemorrhoid in me, because I've had one before.
The officers refused to believe Elijah Pontoon was not hiding any drugs on him and subjected him to a cavity search in broad daylight. A female officer searched Pontoon's girlfriend, Lakey Hicks, exposing her breast. The city denies the allegations. Officers do not find any drugs on the couple. Pontoon and Hicks are suing for actual punitive and consequential damages. According to the Washington Post, the officer who performed the cavity search still works for the police department. Folks, this is, talk about a crazy story.
Horrific.
Yeah, that's inhumane. It's dehumanizing, and the fact that this person is still on the force, he ought to be fired. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason, even if the person had drugs, for that to take place in public. I mean, that's just outrageous.
Yeah. It's really sad to be in a society where just because someone doesn't believe you, that you're now subject to unreasonable consequences.
Now, I'll say this: some police officers in California did the same thing to two white women on the middle of the road. The only difference was the women were white, and the search took place at night, so it wasn't as visible as this particular search was.
Didn't believe they didn't have drugs on them, so now you're faced with having this horrific experience for the rest of your life, and I'm glad that they're going to take action on it, because that's awful.
And it's not just unreasonable, it's unconstitutional. I think the bigger concern that I have is, and we've talked about this ad nauseum on this show, is the number of things that aren't recorded that we don't hear about. Right. And then these are the very things that have resulted in black folks all over this country protesting and fighting for what's right.
Folks, there's no jail time for a former Maryland judge who had a deputy use a stun cuff on a defendant for talking too much. That's Devlon King screaming and writhing in pain on the courtroom floor in July 2014. King was representing himself in a dispute a gun charge. The judge, Robert Nally, had a deputy put a stun cuff on King because he was known for disruptive behavior in court. So when King talked out of turn a couple of times, Nally had the deputy shot King. Nally pleaded guilty in December and has now agreed to pay a $5,000 fine and take anger management courses while spending a year on probation. He is no longer allowed to hear cases. Several African-American groups turned the tables on a hate group protesting outside of a Nation of Islam mosque in Dallas. The Nation of Islam, the New Black Panther Party, and the Huey P. Newton Gun Club showed up to counter-protest the Bureau of American Islamic Relations on Saturday. The white hate group is known for protesting at places of worship all over the state of Texas. But this time, when confronted with those who defended the mosque against the gun-toting protesters, the hate group turned around and left the mosque without incident.
I bet they did.
Enough said.
You got guns? We got guns.
We got answers.
We got guns. You go home. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Now, Texas now has open carry, so they open carry on handguns. They've always had open carry on long guns, which is i.e. rifles, shotguns, AR-15s, AK-47s. You can walk around the street legally with those, no license necessary. But for a handgun, concealed or unconcealed, you need to acquire a license. Now, a handgun, concealed carry permit on a handgun will allow you to open carry based on that license. But yeah, now you're going to see a lot of this crap going on, because before it was a whole bunch of, I call them white supremacists, rolling around with their guns, protesting, screaming blue murder, and threatening people. But now the new Black Panther Party and the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, they're rolling up on these guys. And now you're actually seeing how much, well, let's just call it the way it is, testicular fortitude these white supremacists have when they see guns being positioned to be pointed back at them.
Anchor woman from the ABC station in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, does not have a job today due to racist rants on Facebook. Last month, Wendy Bell posted about a mass shooting in Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania, located just east of Pittsburgh. A portion says, quote, "You needn't be a criminal profiler to draw a mental sketch of the killers who broke so many hearts 2 weeks ago Wednesday. They are young black men, likely in their teens or early 20s. They have multiple siblings from multiple fathers, and their mothers work multiple jobs. These boys have been in the system before. They've grown up there. They know the police. They've been arrested." The funny thing is, there hasn't been an arrest in the shooting. In another post, Bell decided to comment about what she described as a young African-American teen working in a restaurant. Quote, "I wonder how long it has been since someone told him he's special." Wendy Bell ended via Facebook. But it turns out the teen is a grown man who says he gets compliments on his work often. Bell has told the Associated Press that she didn't get a fair shake from the station. She worked there for 18 years, but now she's looking for a job. Folks, Gospel Grace paid homage to gospel legend Derek Coley at his homegoing service over the weekend. Yolanda Adams, best.
All right, so that's basically the news portion. The rest of his commentary is going to be on the passing of particular individuals.